Local filmmakers inspiring change and showcasing the importance of conservation. They're coming together for the 5th annual Blue Water Film Festival. We have some very special guests here today. Alex Rivas, director and producer of Canary, and also Lindsay Haskin, producer of Relentless. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
And thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
When you make films like this, how does this help in the effort of conservation?
Well, to me, it's about getting people to understand where the things that they love in life come from, and how nature contributes to the quality of life, of the things they consume, the food that we like to eat, but also just the activities that we like to do, like surfing, being involved with the water. This film festival is mostly about water stories, amazing stories about people and their interactions with water, how people enjoy the water, but also about scientists who are doing everything that they can to preserve our opportunities, recreational opportunities with water.
What inspired you to do Relentless?
Well, my film's about this crazy creature that came in from the Atlantic Ocean into the Great Lakes and wiped out all the fish that anybody cared about. And the scientists that took up that challenge of how to protect small town economies and fishing businesses that were on the verge of being wiped out. So it's a story to me about how economics depend on nature, and how people need to understand how vulnerable the things that we take for granted in life are to all of a sudden change. So
I love watching these, especially with my children, because it really takes you to places that you normally wouldn't go. For me, I don't do the water, so this gets me the closest to it, to be able to understand it and really looking at it with a different lens. Alex, you created this work called Canary, work of Dr. Lonnie Thompson. Why did you want to create this story?
So I used to be a scientist. I did my PhD in neuroscience and decided I wanted to change the way scientists are seen on the big screen. And when I came across Lonnie's story, immediately I was seeing one of the world's greatest explorers. I mean, he was the guy, when people were drilling ice cores in Antarctica and Greenland, he decided to go to the world's tallest mountains to drill for ice cores. And he ended up spending over 4 years of his life above 18,000 feet pulling back these historical records, and he went with a purpose and he came back with a warning. So he is the real life Indiana Jones of our time, and he is one of the first eyes seeing our changing climate up in the high mountains and trying to warn us about what's happening.
It really is spectacular when you look at this footage and the work that you do, and they come to the film festival, which we'll tell everybody in just a moment how they can come watch it. I mean, literally for most of us, this will be the closest that we ever get to any of these environments, because it seems very challenging to be, and then how do you film these? That's a whole nother story to do.
I mean,
right?
that's part of the fun of doing documentary film, is you get to take people to these places that are really hard to reach. We filmed above 18,000 feet for 3 weeks just to get some of this footage, and have 40 years of footage from across the planet, and it is a way to experience life through someone else's journey.
Is it as cold as it looks?
At night, yes.
So these films are screening, and people can come to watch. For both of you, as people come to maybe watch it today, they watch it another time, what do you want them to walk away with both of your work?
Well, I want them to walk away understanding how nature contributes to their life. Even if you like to watch things on screens or everything, the screen came from nature. It comes from natural resources and those kinds of things, and our impact and our consumption, but also how we overuse things or don't treat things appropriately. Those kinds of things can help us continue and make sure that our children and children's children have opportunities to enjoy the outdoors and enjoy the same kinds of things. Like, my film's about fishing, and people across the political spectrum love to fish. People from every ethnic background, every religious background, every political background love to fish. And if if you don't like the word environment and you don't like the word conservation or environmental protection, if you love fishing, there's still some things that you should understand about the future opportunities, and how we can do things a little more responsibly to ensure that fishing will still be available for us.
Absolutely. Alex?
For me, it's really about knowing what's possible, right? When we look at something like climate change, when we look at our changing environment, these things seem huge. They seem difficult. They seem insurmountable. They're not. And the thing about this film is that it shows you that tackling the impossible can be possible. You just need to face the problem and go after it. That's a message we all need for every step of our life, right? There are things we want to do that we can do. And telling the stories of scientists like Lonnie Thompson show us that that's possible. And it is a recipe for how we can be better environmentalists and change our future.
I love that. And you're doing it through film. You're getting this message out through film. So if you would like to watch either one of these, the Blue Water Film Festival is happening March 21st through the 24th. Both of these films are going to be screening. This is the Rifford Public Library in La Jolla.
That's right.
We'll get all the information for you up on our website, foxeyesandiego.com. Click the Scene On tab. Thank you. It was really a pleasure to meet both of you.
Thank you.
I want to watch these. I want to watch these.
Thank
We'll be
you.
right back.
Thank you.
I love